Hallo und herzlich willkommen hier zur 11. Folge oder zur 12. Folge. Ich schaue mal kurz nach. Zur 12. Folge von 60 Kilometer. Wir haben gerade das Ende von Kapitel 8 erreicht, haben den Sergei, den Nachnamen habe ich vergessen, kennengelernt, die in dem Bus verunglückt sind. Und jetzt haben wir in der Story so weit, dass da jetzt die zwei Typen mit Gasmaske angekommen sind und sich vor dem Bus unterhalten haben, nachdem die Wasser gelootet haben aus dem Store. Und ich bin sehr gespannt, wie es weitergeht. Und ich hoffe, ihr seid auch so gespannt. Ich speichere noch kurz das Spiel, bevor ich anfange. Und dann würde ich sagen, fangen wir direkt an. Kapitel 9, Paranoia. When I opened my eyes, I saw the ceiling above me. My whole body was in pain. It felt like I was suffering from burns caused by a boiling water. My memory was fuzzy, and I could not remember what happened. Well, at least the part before I went unconscious. Whatever. We went to the military base with Alexander to get the gas mask. Okay, great. We got them and drove back. What happened next? I remember a heavy bag. But what was next? Then I remembered the terrible scene I saw with my own eyes. I remembered the train covered with some kind of a biomass, and a terrifying face with swollen eyes looking at me. I tried to move my hands and made an effort to lift one. Okay, it seemed like my body answers well. I try to look around and see what is going on. There I see Eugen. Aha. Das war ein Paranoia. Jetzt verstehe ich das Ganze. Er hat sich eingebildet, da wäre dieses Schwein und dieser Zug da mit der Biomasse. Deshalb war es auch gut, dass wir es nicht geschafft haben zu schießen, sonst hätten wir gerade unseren Kompagnon erschossen. Gut, dass es nicht geklappt hat. The man noticed I woke up and looking at him. You're awake, asshole. You're better not to move. Your whole skin is red, except the face. What happened? I did not recognize my voice. It sounded hoarse and it was hard to talk. What, you don't remember anything? I moved my head trying to look around again. And where are the others? Alexander is sitting right there. It's hard for him too. He feels almost the same as you. He said almost nothing since you came back. Just a few phrases. I don't understand. What happened? And where are the others? Yes, everyone's here. Nikolai is in the car. Is in the next car. And the girl you let to go to the trip, Marina, died. And this is all your fault. Okay, und erstmal nach Marina erkundigen, weil die ist ja voll wichtig und so. Nikolai and Marina went to the shop for the supplies. You let her go. They were on the way back when the rain started. Nikolai made it, but Marina didn't. She slipped and fell near the train. I don't think anything is left of her. Eugen was speaking flat and emotionless. There was a pause. You weren't unconscious for too long, just around a half an hour. So what happened? Eugen thought for a bit, probably trying to find the words. We saw you from the windows. You walked first. Alexander was behind you. You stopped and turned back to him. I could not see what was going on, but he said you pulled out a gun and pointed at him. He had to react immediately. So what is it? How could that happen? I saw everything pretty clearly, but the fact that Alexander was suddenly gone and a terrifying monster appeared instead of him from nowhere now makes more sense. Was it just a vision? And it was Alexander who knocked me out? Why did you point a gun at him? Yeah, what they might think of me. That I'm crazy and I was going to kill my friend? Why am I not tied up then? Can it be that they still trust me after that? Let me try to explain. You see, I don't know how to explain that. I think I saw some kind of a mutant or monster instead of Alexander. What? Are you fucking kidding me? I know it sounds a little weird. It sounds like bullshit. You're just making excuses. How could I explain to her that this is exactly how it was? I doubt if he's going to believe me. Did anything like this ever happen to you before? Can it be that you are schizophrenic? Of course not. It never happened to me before. Oh, if you only know how real it was. We went quiet as some strangers walked past us. Then a person named Andrew came to us. He looked at me fearfully, as if he was expecting me to suddenly jump on him and start to strangle him, or even worse. He's awake, Andrew. Could you please get us some tea? Andrew winced, looking at my red, peeling hands. Okay, I'll do it. Andrew walked to the back of the carriage. I tried to get up. The skin was still burning, but I was not going to lie down here anymore. I examined my hands. The skin was really red. I wondered how poisonous the fog was to do this. Where are you going? I moved my legs to make sure they still obey their owner. Now I could see what was going on around the carriage. Alexander was sitting down near a window not far from us. He looked desperate. He leaned his head and looked at the gas mask in his hand. He was deep in his thoughts. I should speak with him about what has happened. I'll do this later. Andrew came back with 2 cups of cold tea. Obviously, there was not any way to heat it up. Here it is. We thanked him. He sat to Eugenie's bench, took a can of soda from under the seat and started to drink it. Apparently, he was sitting there for a while. I was unconscious. I take a sip of tea. Where have you found the cups? One of the passengers had them. She let us use them. She let to use them. Alexander's acting strange since you came back. Deep in his thoughts, he like he doesn't care much about anything. Don't recognize him. Suddenly I saw a movement behind the door. A few seconds ago, something glimpsed at me from there. I took another sip of tea and turned away from the doors. Andrew carefully watched me as if I was some kind of showpiece at the expo. What? Nothing. Just want to ask you something. Then ask. It seemed like he was afraid of me for a bit. What was there? Mutants? What mutants? Andrew, you're doing this shit again. There were no mutants. It was just by imagination. I looked at the door again and froze with fear. A familiar, terrifying muzzle stared at me with its deep dark eyes and ferocious look. Damn it! I loudly coughed and closed my eyes. When I opened them, the monster was gone. Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. Just choked on tea. Eugen did not believe me and gave me a distrustful look. Und kurz speichern. Be careful then. I could not let them think that I am crazy, but if I really saw something which is not real, then I definitely am crazy. After all, they will not take me to further scavenge trips, and even consider me a threat and tie me down. I have to talk to Alexander, right now. I have to figure out whether this is happening only to me. I tried to get up. There was nothing else to discuss with Eugen. Where are you going? Just for a hike. Remember, I'm watching you. It was still a bit hard to walk, but I headed to Alexander Petrovich and sat down next to him. He slowly raises his head and looked up at me. How are you? Normally. What happened back there when we approached the train? Hasn't Eugen told you? You pointed a gun at me. It's the one I gave you before. So I had to use my self-defense skills. I never wanted to kill or hurt you. Trust me. I know. You do not have to explain that. We barely got you and back to the train. I'm so sorry. I just suddenly thought I saw someone else instead of you. I didn't know how to describe what I saw. He will just laugh if I tell him about the monster. So the hallucinations, it's probably because of the mist too. I thought about something like that, and that's why I convinced them not to tie you up. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me, even after what happened. Who knows? Yeah, maybe it's because of the mist. Have you seen something like this? Ich frage ihn mal, ob es gesehen hat. No, nothing. I thought that he was acting strange. He's hiding something. Nikolai entered the wagon. Oh, you're awake. I did not reply. It was obvious. So you're going to kill us all, won't you? I did not answer him. What can you reply to that? You're not going to do this. I am watching you. He bumped me with a hand. It was painful. The fog damaged my skin, and any touch felt like a burn. Leave him alone. You're a moron. We don't need any scandals there. Nikolai distrustfully looked at us. Maybe it was just me, but I really felt like everyone is staring at me. Even Nikolai. He looked worried. Maybe even angry. It seems like I lost the trust of all people I were friends with before. Fellows, we discussed this already. Before our train stopped here, a Moscow-Sevastopol train was heading in our direction. There were a lot of people, and they probably survived just like us. We got lucky that we had passengers with gas masks with us. But what about them? If they survived, they do not have much time. They will die without food and water. I suggest forming a team and driving to the train, since we have a car. People aboard started to discuss this plan. We could have to think about ourselves, and you suggest to save someone else? But he's right. We have to at least try to save them. We don't know how long we are going to make it, but their situation is even worse. Aren't any one of you going to feel guilty about not helping them? Do you have any idea how many kids are there who were going to the sea? Some strangers nodded. We did not know for how many days or even hours we can hold out there. The situation was tense. Nobody knew what could happen the next moment. But it was worth trying to make people's life longer. Therefore, we decided to rest for an hour and a half and then make a group of 4 to send them to another train. After everyone returned to their places, I went to Nikolai, who was sitting away from the others. He gave me a strange look and sighed. Can I come with you? It was not such a good idea to ask this after what I have done, but I did not want to sit here, not knowing what is going on outside. I don't think so. His short answer confused me. I didn't know what to say. Maybe it was better to just leave. I know you're all being suspicious about me, but believe me, I'm sane. Nikolai looked at me again and snorted. Sane, huh? It was quite sane of you trying to kill Alexander, the man who's keeping us all alive. Do I understand you correctly? No, now I am fine. I'm okay. But then, I guess the fog does something bad with people exposed to it for too long. It caused the hallucinations or temporary confusion. I don't think my words sounded convincing, but Nikolai thought about them. Okay, you can come with us, but I'm going to watch your every step. Remember it. We'll throw you out of the car if you make a wrong move, and we'll watch you die and suffocate. It's not going to be this way, thank you. One more thing. Did you know what happened with Marina? Yes. Accept my condolences. I couldn't help her. So they approved me, and that means I'm leaving in an hour and a half. I needed to rest now, because I cannot let Nikolai down. Even so, he does not trust me. He decided to give me a chance. I stood up and went to the end of the car, found a seat and lay down. Behind the rusty window there was the same fog and kilometers of dead nature. No plants, no animals, no people. This world became lifeless and empty. I was not feeling better inside the safe cars of the train. People started to treat me like a traitor. Before that, I could just walk to any person. But now everyone pointed a finger at me, saying, "That's the guy who almost killed his friend." It was different when we just started to get ready for the expedition. A view outside the window was still beautiful. Also ich glaube, hätten wir da an der Stelle einfach stillstehen gewählt, wäre die Situation jetzt so viel angenehmer für uns. Also es waren jetzt zwei große Fehler, die wir gemacht haben. Quasi einmal Marina gehen zu lassen, wobei sie mich sonst gehasst hätte und es auch egal gewesen wäre. Und einmal halt, dass wir geschossen haben. Maybe the attitude of people changed not only for me, but also for everyone else. Now there's not a place for smiles or friendly talks. Everyone was deep in their thought, as they quietly sat and tried not to notice anything around them. Some folks even were about to break down. They were just like Eugen, shouting and not being too friendly. Maybe they were losing trust in each other. The food will end soon, and it will even be harder to stay humane. Only half a day ago I could just come to Nikolai and listen to his stories about the railroad or life in general. Not only to Nikolai, but also to other passengers. Now this is gone. Mistrust and even anger replaced it. It seemed like the people have changed. Maybe they are not even people now. I got the cell phone out of my pocket, plugged my headphones and turned on my favorite band. Swery. I had to relax. I have to throw all the negative thoughts out of my head. Das Ende des 9. Kapitels. Ja, ich würde sagen, dann werden wir sehen, was im 10. Kapitel passiert. Wenn es euch interessiert, schaut die nächste Folge an. Bis dahin noch einen schönen Tag und tschüss.